Hello, everyone. This is Mahlena Ray Johnson with For Nerdy Girls with Mahlena Ray Johnson. That's me. Okay, so here it's a new thing that I'm doing now starting in March. So it's March 1st, 2018. And I have started this, but I guess For Nerdy Girls is something I started a few years ago. But now I'm doing it on Facebook as my main thing. So if you are still interested in writing books, definitely come at me. Oh, don't come at me. You can still leave comments and email me and click on my face on Facebook and say, hey, I have questions about writing books. But for right now, I am shifting into making For Nerdy Girls an awesome place and an awesome platform for you and for me to connect, communicate, and collaborate, and have conversations as well. But conversate is not a real word, so don't use that. All right, so again, I'm Mahlena Ray Johnson. Why am I qualified to help you with networking, and why does it suck so much, and what is this all about? So I have been doing lots of coffee chats and informational interviews and just interacting with people. In February of this year, I did probably more than this, but I had a goal of doing 20 coffee chats in 28 days. And I learned a lot about what women entrepreneurs, particularly, especially the creative ones, are out there looking for. And a lot of them love connecting in Facebook groups. And a lot of them love the idea of having more friends whom they can relate with and to in business. But it can be hard to find them. It can be hard to actually truly connect with someone who is in your Facebook group, or maybe someone you've seen around at different events, and not just have a conversation with them, but build a relationship with them over time. So I want that to be the focus of For Nerdy Girls. As I've mentioned, I want to have a camp for nerdy girls this year, which would be a conference for creative women to collaborate with each other and build media projects together. I also want that to be a space where people can actually meet each other. So I'm trying to focus on that right now, and I am still developing exactly what I want to do here. And eventually I'm going to have a 5 things you should know about For Nerdy Girls and how it all started originally and what I'm doing with it now. But the thing that I want to emphasize here is saying, hello, it's my first video on For Nerdy Girls with Mahlena Ray Johnson, and I want to focus on the concept of networking and why it sucks. So that's what we're going to talk about today. A lot of people who are in the business world, or just the world in general, know that they should be networking. They know that they should be going out to events and exchanging business cards and then having something happen with that, like the underwear gnomes. You go to these events, exchange cards, something happens, and then profit. But what is it actually all about? What I like to say is that I don't see networking as just exchanging business cards, which some people really do. I've had various people come up to me, they're usually men, and say, here's my business card, and then it's like, okay, now we're gonna do business. And that may work for some men, connecting with each other. For women, it's not really how things work. So this is especially for women who want to connect with each other and know that they should be doing networking. And the reason it sucks is because there aren't that many. The story goes, you meet people and then stuff happens. That's not always the case. And especially for women, there's only so many of us out there, especially as entrepreneurs doing business. And there isn't always someone to guide you and say, this is how you do it. It took me a long time to be comfortable enough to go out to networking events on a regular basis and actually gain something from them and have conversations with people and have these weird, like, oh, we just happen to be at this event and let's talk about each other's interests. So I also want to emphasize that in this video, networking doesn't always have to be in person. It can be online. And for the past year and a half now, much of my networking has shifted from in-person events to online groups, and I've really developed some great relationships in those groups with other people. I know more about a lot of people that I've met online and through phone calls and having video coffee chats with them than I do people that I used to do networking events all the time. I had a big book of cards with people that I may have connected with on LinkedIn, which was great, but for the most part, those cards and those people I never saw again because our interests weren't really aligned and we were all doing different things and it just didn't make sense. But when you're online, building relationships with people, and I really want to emphasize the building relationships with people, not just connecting with random people and say, everyone be my Facebook friend. That's not what this is. This is about identifying people who you can have a connection with and whom you can actually see something fruitful coming from the relationship. And it's not always immediate. Sometimes these things take time and not everybody is going to get who you are or understand you, but that's okay. It's a process and you get better at it and better at it, and you start attracting the right people to you who are going to get you, so you're not dealing with people who think you're a weirdo or you think they're weirdos. The point of all this is that networking doesn't have to suck, especially if you practice at it and get better at it. And as you do it more and more, as I mentioned, you start attracting the right people to you. So I want to help people, specifically professional creative women, with building their network and finding meaningful relationships, not just random Facebook friends or random LinkedIn connections. And I'm on Facebook and LinkedIn, so that's why I'm focusing on those. I'm also on Twitter, but I haven't used it in a while. But Facebook and LinkedIn is what I've been focusing on right now. You can also build relationships on Instagram, Pinterest. There's lots of different ways. But the core principles remain the same, even if the tactics are different, because on Twitter, it's not the same as Facebook, it's not the same as LinkedIn, but the essence is you want to build a relationship with someone, and ideally multiple people that are quality, not randoms to increase your quantity or your likes or your follows or whatever. It's about building a relationship so that you have a network, not just of strong ties. Weak ties are also important, but starting with the person in front of you, learning from that and moving on to the next person and developing over time. So if you want to learn more about this, stay on the page because there will be more information and more videos every week. And what else? Oh, you can email me at fornerdygirls@gmail.com. That's a much shorter email address, and I've had it for a while, so that makes things easier. So if you want to learn more and you want to know what are you doing exactly, because I'm still figuring out, email me at fornerdygirls@gmail.com. And thanks for watching. Bye-bye.